Welcome to our kitchen, where the flavors are always vibrant and the love is always abundant. Today, we're cooking up a storm for a Sri Lankan feast like no other. 30 people are coming over, and we're making not one, not two, but 7 delicious recipes to satisfy their cravings. From classic rice and curry to mouth-watering Wattalappam and a unique bitter gourd, we're making it all. So, grab a seat, get comfy, and let's dive into the world of Sri Lankan cuisine. We had made the Wattlappam the day before. We used 30 egg to make Wattlappam that serve 30 people. We used 1.5 kilogram brown sugar. If you prefer to use white sugar or jaggery, then go for it. Today we are making the Wattlappam with only sugar and no jaggery. Same pan, add 1.7 liter fresh milk. You can also use coconut milk. Finding coconut milk here in Lesotho is quite the hassle, so we opt for the fresh milk instead. To the pot, add 1 tablespoon cardamom powder. To make the cardamom, roast the cardamom pods and cool completely before blending in a food processor until it turns into powder. 385 gram condensed milk and 1/2 teaspoon salt, and give a mix until all the sugar has dissolved completely. All the measurements used in this video will be listed in the description below. Be sure to check it when you need to. And once the milk mixture comes to a boil, turn off the heat and let it cool slightly and turn on the flame. And bring to a boil one last time. Transfer the pot with the milk to a basin filled with water. You need the milk to cool down completely. This is because if the milk is warm or hot, the egg will get cooked in the milk. We don't want that. I have already posted a few ways of making Wattlappam. I will leave the link in the description below. Be sure to check them out. To get the color for the Wattlappam, we're gonna make black sugar syrup. In a pan, add 9 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of water. Turn on the heat to a medium flame and let the water bubble and let the sugar turn dark black. Once you can see the smoke, add in 1/2 cup of water. Strain yourself from mixing immediately. Once it bubbles for a few seconds, then use a spoon and mix until there is no sugar crystals left. Once there's no sugar crystals left, be sure to turn off the heat and set aside to cool completely. Let's start cracking the egg one at a time. In a small bowl to ensure that the egg is not spoiled, and add it into a large bowl. If you crack all the eggs into one bowl and the last egg turns out to be spoiled, you will have to throw away all of them. Once you have cracked all 30 eggs, give it a good mix until all the eggs have been mixed. Don't overmix them. If you do, you will not see any holes in the Wattlappam. Now add in all the cool milk mixture and mix again, just until they come together. Once that is done, add in the burnt black sugar syrup. Since we didn't add in any jaggery, the only source of color would be from the black sugar syrup, so add little at a time until it reaches the desired color. Just remember that when the Wattlappam is steamed, the color is going to reduce, so add a bit more than the color you desire. Strain the Wattalappam mixture over the pan that you would like to steam in. Once you strain the mixture, be sure to give it a good mix to ensure that all the ingredients are mixed in and nothing has sunken down to the bottom. To ensure, should that it doesn't spill, I'm going to use a small lid to cover the pan and then another larger lid. Place a large pot over the fire and add some water. And add in a stand and close the pot with a lid. Once the water has started to simmer, add in the pot with Wattlappam. Place a heavy object on top of the lid like a stone and close the pot. And place another heavy object on the top of the outer lid and steam the wattlappam for 2 hours. Be sure to add more water after 1 hour. Once the wattlappam is cooked through, remove from the heat and let it cool down completely before serving. I'm adding the wattlappam into individual cups and topping them with some crushed cashews. The next morning, we started cooking. We took 2 kilos of potatoes. We cut them in half, washed them, and added them to a pot with water, salt, and turmeric powder. We closed the pot and let the potatoes cook until they were soft. Once the potatoes were cooked, we let them cool, peeled them, and set them aside. In a large pan, we added some oil. Once the oil was hot, we added in the mustard seeds and onion. And sautéed them until the onion was translucent. Then, we added in the curry leaves and ginger garlic paste and mixed them until the raw smell of the ginger and garlic was gone. Next, we added in the green chilies and tomatoes and cooked them until the tomatoes were mushy. Then we added the spices: chili powder, chili flakes, turmeric powder, chicken masala, and salt. We mixed everything well for a few seconds and then added in the cooked and peeled potatoes. We mixed them well until all the masala had coated all the potatoes. And that's it. That's how easy it was to make this potato curry. Let's make dal, a comforting and flavorful dish that's sure to warm your heart. Let's get started. First, grab a pot and toss in 500 grams of washed dal. Let's give it a good wash, ensuring all the impurities are gone. Now, let's add some water, a sprinkle of turmeric powder for a golden glow, a touch of chili powder for a hint of heat, a pinch of fenugreek for its distinctive aroma, some minced garlic and chili for extra flavor, diced onion for sweetness, chopped tomatoes for tang, and a few fragrant curry leaves. Put the lid on and let it simmer until the dal is nice and soft. Once the dal is cooked, season it with salt to your liking. Now, for a touch of creamy goodness, let's pour in some milk. Stir it all together and take the pan off the heat. Let it rest for a bit. Now, let's make the tempering. Heat some oil in another pan and add mustard seeds. Listen for that sizzle. It's a sign of perfect heat. Toss in some chopped onions, garlic, and curry leaves. Let's cook them until the onions turn a beautiful golden brown. Once the onions are golden, add dried chilies for a fiery kick, chili flakes for a touch of heat, and a sprinkle of chili powder for depth of flavor. Mix it all up and let it simmer for a few seconds. And there you have it. Pour this aromatic tempering over the dal, and there you have it, a delicious, wholesome dal, ready to be enjoyed. Now that we've made the perfect potato curry, let's move on to the next delicious dish in our Sri Lankan feast, beans curry. This recipe is a great way to enjoy the flavors of Sri Lanka with a different twist. Let's get started. In a pan, add some oil, onion, and cook until the onion turns translucent. Then, add in the ginger, garlic paste, curry leaves, tomato, and green chili. Once the tomato turns mushy, add in the spices, curry powder, chili flakes, and salt. Sauté well. Add in the cleaned beans and cook on low-medium heat. Once the beans are 3/4 cooked, add in the coconut milk and keep mixing continuously. Do not close the pan, or the color will change. Continue mixing until the coconut milk has evaporated and the oil is released. Once you see the oil, it's almost ready. Cook in the oil for another minute or so. Now, transfer the beans to a serving dish. Now that we've enjoyed the richness of the potato and beans curries, it's time to balance out the flavors with a deliciously bitter gourd curry. This recipe is a great way to showcase the unique taste of bitter gourd, and it pairs perfectly with the other dishes in our Sri Lankan feast. Let's get started. Slice the bitter gourd in half, remove the seeds, and slice it thinly. This is a unique way of making bitter gourd that you won't regret. Now, dry the bitter gourd until it turns a light golden color. Remove it from the heat and strain the oil. In a pan, add the oil. Once the oil is hot, add in the dried baby shrimp or masi. As soon as it turns slightly golden, add in the onion and sauté until the onion turns translucent. Now, add in the garlic, mustard seeds, green chili, and dried chili. Sauté well. Don't let the onion turn golden. Now, let's add in the spices: turmeric powder, chili flakes, sugar, and salt. Mix until all the spice smells are gone. Now, it's time to add the fried bitter gourd along with the tomato sauce and soy sauce. Mix until all the ingredients are coated. Cook for a minute and then transfer the curry to a serving dish. While all the curries are being cooked, let's fry the papadum and set aside. With the bitterness of the bitter gourd curry balanced out, it's time to add some protein to our meal. Our next recipe is a flavorful and aromatic chicken curry that will leave you craving for more. Made with tender chicken, a blend of spices, and this curry is a classic Sri Lankan dish that's sure to please. Let's cook. To the cleaned chicken, add salt, turmeric powder, and chill powder, and let it maintain for 5 to 10 minutes. In a large pan oil, and add in the marinated chicken and fry until golden and 70% cooked. Now remove from the oil and set aside. Once all the chicken is fried, add in the onion to the same oil and sauté until the onion turns translucent. Now add in curry leaves and the whole spices, star anise, cinnamon stick, and cardamom pods. Cook until the onions turns golden, and add in the green chili, tomatoes, and ginger garlic paste. Cook until the tomatoes turns mushy. Now add in chili powder, shan chicken masala, and cumin powder, and mix well. and add in the water and close the pot and cook for around 5 to 10 minutes until the spice smell is gone. Now add on the fried chicken and cook for further 10 minutes. Add in a bit more chili powder for color and flavor, and close the pot, and cook for another minute or two, and the chicken is ready. And finally, no Sri Lankan meal is complete without a steaming hot plate of rice. Our final recipe is a simple yet essential component of our feast: fluffy, flavorful rice that's perfect for sopping up all the delicious curries we've made. Let's finish off our culinary journey with a pot of perfect rice. In a large pan, add in oil and ghee. Now add in the onion and curry leaf and cook until the onion turns translucent. Now add in the ginger garlic paste and cook until the raw smell is gone. Now, add in the whole spices: cinnamon stick, star anise, bay leaf, and cardamom pods. All the measurements used in this video will be listed in the description below. Be sure to check them out when you need them. Mix well and add in water, tomato and turmeric powder, and salt. And add a little coconut milk to the water. The amount you would have to add would be, if you add 1 cup rice water, you would have to add 2 cups of water. And today, we are cooking 5 kilograms rice. Add in the washed rice and give a good mix, and close the pot, and let the rice cook until soft and fluffy. As we cooked together, it was like magic. All the curry dishes we prepared came together seamlessly, and every flavor fell perfectly in place. We were blown away by how incredibly delicious it turned out. And the best part? We got to share it with 30 people, who all loved it just as much as we did. You have to try this recipe out. It's a game changer. The combination of spices, the tender potatoes, and the rich sauce, it's a true masterpiece. Trust us. Your taste buds will thank you. Thanks for cooking with me today.